Hello everyone, my name is Longley. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to another episode of the market update. Okay, this one is specifically for September of 2021. Oh, sorry, it should be December. I mean no, October 2021. Sorry about that. Technology difficulty. Okay, so again, this one gonna be for October 2021. This is reporting the entire month of real estate in Arizona. So let's take a look of what we have. Okay, so in this one you have this monthly sale. This is the number of transaction that each month we are be able to close. Yeah, we as the entire Arizona resident to be able to close within the Maricopa County and Phoenix area of Arizona, right? 8,944. That is actually not much increase of only of 3.8% when you compare with previous months, and actually a decrease of 3.9% when you compare to previous years. So it's not much difference. It's not much of a surprise during this time. We tend to be a slower season of buying and selling, right? People is worrying about holidays. People are worrying about preparing for a present, for gift, for Christmas and things like that. They're busy and they're also not ready to move at this time of the year neither. So the number of transactions seems to be very lower than other time of the year. Right. The next number is the new inventory. Okay, this is inventory. This one right here is, I think, the most important, because I have been telling everyone that the crazy market as of right now that the buyer is feeling is mainly because of the supply, the supply of the house onto the market, right? So as long as we see any signal that the number of new inventory going up crazily, we can see that it is a time the market flip from the seller market to the buyer markets. Right now, however, the new inventory of this month only 9,459. That is actually a decrease of 4.5% when you compare to the previous month, and a decrease of 6.4% when you compare to previous year. Okay, so not only just it's a seasoning thing, right? Not only just the buyer slowing down in the buying process, but also the seller is also, they decorate the house beautifully, so they don't want people to get into the house to see. So that, I think, is one of the reasons why people tend not to put the house onto the market at this time of the year. Okay. The next one is the total inventory. The total inventory is including the one that under contract as well, but still under contract. You see what I mean? Like they're still on the process of finishing the loan application so that they can close the house. 11,701 is the total inventory. That's actually an increase of very minimal of 1.2% when you compare to previous months, and then actually a decrease of 15.2% when you compare to previous year. All right, so we see that the number of contract, when we look at the smaller period of time within a couple of months, they don't actually transact. They don't actually change a lot, right? Only 1.2% increase is pretty much nothing. Okay, it could be accounted because they have a larger number of dates, more amount of dates that are available for transaction to be closed. Okay, so not much of the difference compared to the previous month. Okay, how about speed? 1.31. 1.31 is the monthly supply of inventory. This number means if there's nothing change on the market, right? No houses get onto the market, the remaining houses at that time gonna be gone within 1.31 months, which is basically, I think, about 30 days is a month, and then a couple of days, right? 10 days on the market. Okay, so 40 days on the market. Compared to last month, it is 1.34. Again, another number that doesn't change much. Again, the slow season starts around September, October, so it is really expected so that you can see that September and October, the number are very similar to each other. Okay. Average days on the market is 30 days. Okay, average days last year a decrease of 22 days compared to previous years. Obviously, if you sell your house last year, and then you already see a couple of plots as well for the total inventory, new inventory, number of sale, you see right away that the previous years have a much better number compared to this year. This year a little bit slower, 30 days. Last year 22 days. Okay. I think the next set of the number is always the most important set of the number because it's showing the price and making everything make more sense, right? 425 is the new list price. $425,000 is the new median list price. That's actually a 26.9% increase compared to previous year. So as you see that even though the number of sales, number of inventory, total inventory of previous year are higher than this year, the price though is for this year, you still get much higher than compared to previous year. Now, this is only the list price, right? It's showing the seller confidence. It's probably because the seller, they already know without last year that the housing market is going crazy and they are more confident putting the house onto the market at a higher price, right? Now, so some of you might think, that is just a list price and there's nothing special about it. Now, if you're looking at the sale price, $410,000, that is actually an increase of 24.6% year over year. Compared to last year, the sale price is still an increase about the same, right? 24 versus 26 of the new list price. Okay, so the market show that, right? They still the seller, if you sell your house right now, even though it takes a little bit longer, even though take a little bit longer, even though there's less buyer on the market, you still be able to get a very good deal from the buyers that really want to buy the house. Okay. Now prediction. Okay. By the way, if you don't recall, 410 is actually the number that we predicted last month, and this is exactly the same amount that we predicted last month. For next month, 415. All right. We expect another $5,000 increase compared to the previous to September to October. Okay, so another increase. Some people are thinking that the market is cooled down. Yes, you are absolutely right. The market is cooling down. It doesn't mean that it's going negative yet. Okay, it's still increased as prediction right here. It's still increased, but at a slower, smaller scale compared to 4 or 5 months ago. Okay. As a bonus, okay, I promise that I'm gonna answer the question as in who should buy the house right now. Okay, who should buy the house right now? Because people are waiting for me, asking me question. Long, should I wait to buy the house? And my response to them is, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the price to go even higher to buy? It's simple, right? Because the market is as you see right now, there's no signal that the market is going to go down yet, right? Next month is still going to be another 5,000, even though we go even into the holiday season, and they still predict that the price is going to go higher. So what are you waiting for? But however, though, who should really buy the house right now? So let's look at the wrap right here. The next 2 wraps gonna help me answering those questions. The red bars. Okay, if you're looking at the red bar, that is the absorption rate. Okay, this number is calculated by the number of house sold divided by the total of valuable homes on the market. Okay, obviously, the higher the number is, the more, the harder the market. All right. So, so let's say if a month, this is a really good way to compare month over month because the number of supply could be different, right? But the percentage of the homes get sold within that month is normalized. So it's compared apple to apple. Okay. So if you're looking at if you're only looking at the number of homes sold, it is the banana versus apple, right? Because maybe somehow some months that have a much higher supply versus the other months have a much lower supply. So it's not fair when you compare that way. Okay, so absorption rate, the higher the number is, meaning that the harder the market. Okay, at the general rule of thumb, about 20 is the normal market, a balanced market. If the absorption rate is 20%, that is a normal market. As you see right here, we see nothing like that for the last year, right? From May of 2020, we already have something around 60 or 70% already, and it's go up and it's hitting the peak around March of 2021, and it's keep going down. It's still the downtrend, but again, as you see, it's cooling down, right? It's cooling down. It is not reaching the 20% mark yet for the balanced market. So supply and demand, absorption rate. Okay. Now, why? Why? Because some of you are thinking, hey, the home price is so much high, and the interest rate going up going up a lot for the last couple of weeks. So why people are still buying? The answer is that those are the people who are not paying using loan. And the next chart is going to explain to you. This one right here is looking at the number of traditional buyers, the number of traditional buyers on the market that are able to close a transaction on the market. Now, traditional buyers is meaning a single man, a single woman, a married couple, unmarried couple, a people, right, buying the house to live in the house. Okay, as you see here, this is the most recent right here, and this is the percentage. So as you see here, for the last couple of weeks, the number of traditional buyers decrease. The number of the traditional buyers decrease. So even though the houses get off the market, right, they are not the traditional buyers. And in fact, I already told you multiple times, told the seller, this is the best time to buy for a new kind of buyer, that is iBuyer or instant buyer or institutional buyers, right? They are actively invest in Phoenix area a lot, either buy to hold to rent or buy to sell back, right? Those are the people, those are the company that buying a lot of homes right now on the market. Okay, it sounds like it is a bad idea, and by the way, they're paying cash as well. That's why they are not they're not impacted by the interest rate, and they have plenty of capital, so that a small change in house price doesn't matter to them that much, right? So here's the good news, though, right? If the iBuyer is growing so quick, so fast, then the traditional buyers will not have the ability to buy it, right? To buy any houses at all. But here's a good thing. Zillow recently say that they stop buying houses. They stop buying. Zillow is one of the 5 biggest iBuyers in the valley right here, right? And they recently announced that they stopped buying houses. They have too much house already, right? They have too much houses. They don't have enough people to manage. They stop buying house, okay? So here's the good news for the traditional buyers, right? That is actually a very good news for traditional buyers, because you have one less competitor on the market, right? They still have Open Door, they still have Knock, they still have the OfferPad, right? Redfin, but at least you have Zillow is actually one of the 2 biggest. Open Door and Zillow is one of the 2 biggest iBuyers, right? So one of the biggest iBuyers stop buying house, meaning that you have less competition. And in fact, you're within the traditional buyers route, right? You also have less competition as well, because people are worried about holidays, people don't want to buy, people don't want to move during this time, right? So if you have a flexibility in moving, right, you don't have to rely on school, you don't have to rely on job, and you want to take advantage, this is actually the best time for those buyers to buy. Those buyers to buy, those are eager to have a house, those are a little bit flexibility in terms of moving, and those are been really serious about buying, this is a great time for you because you have less competition on the market right now, much less competition. One of the iBuyers gone. I'm sorry, one of the iBuyers gone. All the traditional buyers worried of a large portion of amount of traditional buyers also don't worry, cannot afford, cannot buy the house right now as well. Don't want to buy the house right now as well. Sorry, I'm hurting myself. That's why I'm feeling hurt. Okay, so those are everything that I want to share with you. Let's see, sorry. Those are everything that I want to share with you. If you do have any question in regarding to any materials that I present, as well as any additional question that you have, please feel free to give me a call, 602-515-2442. Thank you. Bye-bye.